people go and that people self-select where they go for their news or for their information. And then you just get into a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this.
Do you see, my friends? And now the man is going to say, you are sick. Listen.
But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick, and has an agenda, and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So,
watch these 4 points. You are sick, number one, if you promote a narrative that we label as disinformation. Number 3, the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution is a major block to stop that disinformation. And number 4, he just said what? We want to hammer you out, hammer it out of existence. 4 major points. Remember now, John Kerry is Catholic, breaking news, and also belongs to a secret society, Skull and Bones, who also said those 4 high points. Look at your screen. The Pope of Rome. This is Catholic News Service. The Pope says fundamentalism is a sickness. Quote, direct quote, many who believe they possess the absolute truth, they go ahead dirtying the other with calumny, with disinformation and doing evil, end quote. That's a nail in a sure place. That's a nail in their coffin. Pun intended. Skull and bones. Where do you put bones? In coffins. In the earth, in the grave, in the tombs. Skull and bones. You are sick. If you promote what we label as disinformation, it's clear now, friends. It's clear. It's clear. Look at this. A second statement from RomeReports.com. You know what? I'm going to move on. Watch this now. And the Pope is saying social media must censor and ban these preachers, ban these talking heads, ban these platforms and channels that we are against because they are against our narrative. Do you remember Martin Luther in the Protest and the Reformation of the 16th century? Luther was using what they would have called back then social media. But that was not the virtual space. It was the stationary press, the printing press. And Popery took over the printing presses through the kings of Europe, through her Jesuits, to silence freedom of speech. Look at it now. And Popery did that through what was called the Inquisition Board. And that board is still intact today, only with a different name. And Henry Kissinger once wrote, religious unity had flourished with the survival and spread of Protestantism. But watch, the Protestant Reformation destroyed the concept of a world order. Do you see it now? Sustained. The world order was sustained by 2 swords, the papacy and the empire. Does that make sense, friends? What is the WEF calling for? Klaus Schwab. What is Tedros? I'm going to him right now. WHO calling for world order. What is the UN leader, Antonio Guterres, calling for? A global world order. The Pope is calling for a new economic order. Kerry, a new world order. It's only going to be sustained by 2 swords. The papacy and the empire. UN, US. Does it make sense now, friends? But what stands in its way? Give it to me, preacher. Protestantism